From Quest 3 leaks to a brand new accessory that makes AirLink even better, and new games and updates, let's do it right now. Well, let's get this first thing out of the way. Quest 3, everyone knows it's coming at some point, right? And a lot of people assume that it's going to be next year because Project Cambria or Quest Pro is definitely not it. Well, the famous, or should I say infamous, leaker, sadly it's Bradley, came out with some CAD drawings and a whole bunch of information of what he says is the Quest 3 that's supposed to launch next year. You're seeing on screen right now some CAD drawings that sadly it's Bradley released in a YouTube video. I'll put a link in the description. It's way more in-depth than I could ever do about what these drawings say, but essentially he says that the Quest 3 will be launching sometime in 2023, that it's going to have two separate LCD panels, which will make IPD adjustment much more accurate instead of having the one panel that the Quest 2 has. It's also apparently going to have a slightly wider field of view, which would be excellent. One negative that I see in these CAD drawings, if it's true, is that the soft strap is sticking around, which to me is not good because I hate the soft strap. But it does keep it cheaper, so if people don't care, then they can use the soft strap and upgrade to something else. This is still using a Qualcomm XR2, but this is the Gen 2 chipset, so apparently it's considerably more powerful than the one that is in the Quest 2, along with assumed upgrades to RAM and battery. And obviously, it's going to be thinner and smaller because it's using pancake lenses, probably similar to those used in Project Cambria. And it will have color pass-through, apparently, according to this information. Supposedly, this is being billed as a mixed reality and virtual reality headset, so they seem to be wanting to embrace the whole color pass-through mixed reality stuff that Project Cambria is doing for work. They want Quest 3 to do that for gaming. There's also some other minor information, like the fact that apparently it's going to be compatible with the Quest Pro's charging dock, potentially. One big negative, unfortunately, is that according to the information that Brad has, no eye or face tracking in the Quest 3. Now, any of this could change. It could be a completely different prototype than they're actually launching. It's hard to really tell, but considering how close, sadly, it's Bradley was to everything that happened with Project Cambria, I definitely would keep my eye on what he says when it comes to future headsets due to his research. But jump to the link in the description if you want a lot of more in-depth information. He's got a nice long video that really goes into it way better than I ever could. Also, funny enough, sadly it's Bradley was one of the people that mentioned AirBridge back when it was in the code for some of the updates. I don't remember exactly when that was. Well, VR AirBridge has officially been announced now by D-Link. This is a USB dongle that actually connects to your PC, allowing you to connect your Quest 2 directly to your PC for wireless gaming. It uses Wi-Fi 6 and USB 3.2. And it says it creates a high throughput and low latency dedicated point-to-point Wi-Fi link. What this does is allow you to connect directly to your PC to game wirelessly for VR gaming instead of connecting to a local router that might have interference or traffic from other devices. Not a whole heck of a lot of information other than the confirmation, the fact that it's coming out, and what it does. I definitely want to get my hands on it and do some testing because I already have a really good Wi-Fi connection with my PC and it works 99.9% of the time. So I'm not 100% sure if this device will actually sell really well. It'll depend on the price and I suppose when it releases and if it really does change things. Regardless, I'm curious to check it out and see how it functions. Well, as I said at the beginning of the video, Bone Lab launched and there is a ton of reviews already for it on the Quest store. It's one of the fastest games I've ever seen to get over 2,000 reviews within the first several hours, which is absolutely insane. Have you played the game? Let me know down in the comments what you think about the game because it seems hit or miss. It seems people either love it or they hate it. So I'm curious to see what you think. Speaking of new game releases, we're going to get into some updates and new games in just a second, but first, take a look at this footage that Mark Zuckerberg teased using mixed reality for fencing on the Quest Pro. Oddly enough, they're claiming the Quest Pro is not meant as a gaming device, yet he teases a game as the device tease leading up to Kinect. Odd marketing strategy, but I'm okay with it because it just shows you actually can use this for gaming type stuff, which we already knew anyways. But that's one of the things I'm most excited for Quest Pro. First off, lighter. Second, mixed reality. I can't wait to see how they're going to use this device and different games can implement it to create really cool experiences using the outside environment with the color pass-through cameras. Well, if you love Affected the Manor, we're getting a brand new Affected the Manor game. The sequel, which is coming to all major VR platforms in 2023, is called Affected the Asylum, and it's actually a multiplayer experience. It looks fantastically frightening and amazingly awful at the same time. I don't even know. I want to play it because I liked Affected the Manor, but this looks terrifying, truly terrifying. But I'll definitely have to do it with some friends, so hopefully Gamertag VR, Beardo Benjo, and Mike from Virtual Reality Oasis will jump in with me and hopefully protect me as I cower in a corner. Call of the Sea, which is a flat game, is getting a port to the Quest 2 next year, which is awesome because it was a great flat story kind of based game that was a really cool experience to play on a flat screen, so I'm excited to play it in virtual reality. It's kind of an adventure type of game set in the 1930s where you play as Nora, who is searching for her missing husband. It's really cool, and I love seeing games like this being brought to virtual reality from flat because a lot of the times the story in these games is just fantastic. So it's awesome to see a VR version coming. A brand new game just got a coming soon page on the Quest store with a launch date of early October, which is just around the corner, oddly enough, and that's crazy. Runner, by the developers of 2MD VR Football, looks to be an anime-style bike combat type of game, and the visual style looks so cool. It looks like it's got a really good story, an actual anime style story with some really cool visuals. So I'm very excited to try this out and see how it plays. Well, we've got a new walkabout mini golf course for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's right, you can now play miniature golf in the Jules Verne's novel. This is kind of interesting. Some Meta AI research came out a little while ago now that shows full body tracking without any trackers. It uses estimation to track the body pose with the Quest 2's cameras. I just had to mention this because it was cool. I'm not techie enough or knowledgeable enough to even explain how this works or even want to understand, but it looks awesome. And if in the future AI can be used to use these cameras for full body tracking, that would be absolutely awesome. I doubt it'll come anytime soon, but it's just something cool that I saw in the news and wanted to share. A brand new game called Ghost Signal, a Stellaris game, which is a roguelite space type of game, is coming from Fast Travel Games. This is a brand new game releasing next year, apparently. Another couple of game updates that have come out, including Little Cities. Just got an attractions update a little bit ago that adds different attractions you can actually add into your cities. And also Cubism actually got an update that adds a level editor so you can make puzzles in virtual reality. Cool little update to allow for continued use, and if you beat all the puzzles in Cubism, which for me would take a massively long time and I still have not completed all of them, this will give you something else to do to create levels of your own in VR. Well, that's about all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, and like this video if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much again for watching, and happy questing.